Medical students in the Bronx have just learned that their education will be free because a woman who was left with a fortune of over $1 billion has just announced that she'll be using it to completely eliminate tuition at their school, and her only requirement is that the institution is not to be renamed in her honor. The billionaire, 93-year-old Ruth Gottesman, was initially hesitant to even attach her name to the donation, saying they don't need to know, but a friend and colleague insisted that others might find her life inspiring. Rather than vanity, Dr. Gottesman's primary focus is expanding access to the field of medicine to those whose economic status would otherwise prevent them from attending medical school, as well as allowing new doctors to start their careers without debt, making it more likely that they'll stay in areas like the Bronx, which may pay a little less but have a much higher need. Her gift of $1 billion is large enough to keep tuition free at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine forever, since the money will be invested and continue to grow. Dr. Ruth Gottesman is a former professor and a current board chair at the school, and she says that she was unaware that her late husband, who was a successful Wall Street investor, would leave her with such a large fortune. Along with it, he left a message that just said, "Do whatever you think is right with it." She says she hopes that he's smiling somewhere right now. This first grader is usually all smiles in the morning, but when his bus driver picked him up for school one day last week, he was sitting on the ground crying and covering his face with his jacket. When Levi stepped onto the bus driver Larry Farrish Jr. asked him what was wrong, and Levi said, with a face full of tears, "I don't have any pajamas." He made his way to an empty seat, choosing not to sit with his friends like usual. It was pajama day, and Levi, who lives in a home without a washer or dryer, didn't have any clean pajamas available and couldn't participate. Levi's sadness weighed on Larry while he completed the route and dropped the kids off at school. He says that once students leave their homes, he considers them his kids, and he makes a special point to try to bring some joy to their lives. So after the route was complete, Larry went straight to the Family Dollar store and purchased a few different sizes of pajama sets. He returned to the school's front desk and asked them to call Levi up. And when Levi saw Larry holding the pajamas, his face absolutely lit up. He took the clothes and held them tight to his chest, exclaiming, "I have pajamas." And Larry says that right away, when he saw Levi's smile come back, he just thought, "That's my Levi," and that the moment actually brought him to tears. A teacher that promised his class in 1978 that they'd watch the solar eclipse together has fulfilled that promise 46 years later, and the event ended up being much more emotional for him than he ever anticipated. In 1978, Pat Moriarty was in his first year teaching junior high school science in Webster, New York. After a lesson on eclipses, he told his class that the next time their town was in the path of a total solar eclipse, he'd host a watch party for all of them. He said that his students looked at him like he was crazy at the time, because the next time that the area would experience a total solar eclipse was in 2024, nearly half a century away. Still, Mr. Moriarty continued to invite every single class each year to his future watch party. At the time, he told them that he'd publish an announcement about it in the newspaper, unless there was a better way to reach people by the time 2024 rolled around. He ended up organizing it on social media, and he hoped that just a couple passionate former students might show up. But to his complete surprise, over 100 actually came, equipped with lawn chairs, champagne, and their old yearbooks. Former students traveled from all over the country to attend, and Mr. Moriarty says that the eclipse itself ended up taking a back seat to what this was really all about, and that seeing everyone come together was even more impactful than the rare phenomenon in the sky.